Good evening, everybody, and welcome. I'm so glad to have you all here. Cahill, Josh, Ophi, Shadow Mage, as well as anyone who's just hanging out and lurking. Excuse me. It is lovely to have you here. I will say, my computer has been borking just a little bit. Just a little bit. Since I started stream. It turns out that if I try to run Subnautica, OBS, YouTube, and stay in a Discord stream in a Discord call at the same time, my computer just fucking dies. I go to like 100% CPU usage and never come down from there. Hello, Juice! So yeah. I had to make some compromises. And the compromise was I'm not in an empty Discord call, which isn't much of a compromise. I'll admit that. Yes, thank you, Cahill. It's very important to call out Juice. Shout out, not call out. Juice does not need to be called out because Juice is perfect in all ways. But yeah, we are going to get back into Subnautica in just a moment. This game remains absolutely fantastic. I did do a couple of things off stream just to make the process a little bit smoother. However, it's worth noting that I last streamed this on, when was it? Last week, Wednesday. So it's been a while. Yeah, it's been more than a week since I've played this game. Yes, Shadow Mage, what is the other compromise? Juice, you main healers? So you are the best person. Also, frogs are the best. How dare you? But yes. So, whoops, I forgot to turn on the game sound, which is kind of important. There we go. How is the game going to be super creepy at me if I don't let it play noises? I'm at 81% power, that's pretty good. You could always rob a bank to get 5 to 10 and then buy a CPU when you get out. You know what? That's smart, Shadow Mage, because there's no way I'm going to be able to do it now. God, the chip shortage is insane. I shouldn't have come down. I wanted to be up. I just want to grab some power cells. Anything that's below 100% and just give it a little bit of a charge. I want to show you a few of the things I did. 73. Let's grab that one. Come on. Oof, Josh. That is crazy. And 32%. Yeah. Let's charge these two. So yeah. The thing is, my computer is about 6 years old. Yui, hello! Thank you for the host. You cutie. My computer is about 6 years old and was not state-of-the-art when I got it. It was good, but there were better computers. Anyway, off stream, I built a scanning room on, like, my home base because I needed to know where copper was, and it showed me where copper was. It was very exciting.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not having enormous issues, but I am having some issues now, and I don't like it. I never used to have issues. I used to be fine. But, yeah, more demanding games demand more, I guess. So anyway, now at least I can find things. That's one of the things I did off stream. I also got myself some more magnetite and some more copper. You did nothing wrong ever, Stitch. And I want to... Actually, I want to grab some fishies. Because there's something There's something special I want to do in preparation for today's adventures. By the way, you'll notice one of my cameras is moving around there. Stalkers can grab cameras from your scanner room. Which I didn't know, but is honestly kind of hilarious. Come here. There we go. Yeah. Honestly, like, I'm fine with most of my computer. I've got 32 gigs of RAM, which is plenty. I've got a 2070 Super, which is not the most powerful graphics card by any means, but is sufficient. The biggest thing is I feel like my motherboard is kind of not ideal. Anyway, first thing I want to do today is head out to the mobile vehicle platform. Because, do I? I have the components for part 1 of the Neptune. I can build the Neptune launch platform.
Cannot build here. Must be constructed in deeper water.
Well, you know what? Heck you. I'll take it to deeper water, but I won't be happy about it. Come on. No, I don't want to climb. I want to... There we go. But yeah, as I said, I think the biggest issue at the moment is just my CPU. Which is unfortunate. Because, you know, that's the main thing. I still don't like the sound of them. I'm still very baby when it comes to those. And I know they're not bad. I know that the... Not ridgebacks, reefbacks. I know that they're friends. They're just friends who scare me a lot. Okay, this is deeper water. Yes, Stitch. I am very interested in emote suggestions. Given that I have more slots now. You think Peeg with the headphones should be an emote? That's actually a great idea. Boy, that was more than I was expecting. I'll say, this is super cool. This feels like progress. Okay. And then you have to build the various components of it. I'm not going to do this all today, but that's good to know. If Bubbles or somebody else, A, please remind me, and B, assuming they're still streaming when I finish. Oh, I'm very close to a bad friend. I mean, I know he's actually a good friend, but... what I wanted to do... Come here. How much fish do I have? It's a fair amount of fish. Gamer Peak and Stream Peak. Those are both very good ideas. Hang on, let me check if I've got what I'm looking for in the Cyclops. Stitch, thank you for confirming that you are, in fact, not a bot.
All systems online.
Yes, I want to make some salted fish. Because if I'm going to go deep, I need a reliable long-term source of food. And anything cooked, unfortunately, rots eventually. So I want to make some preserved fish. I know it'll make me thirsty. But for that, I have, you know, water. That's... I think that's enough. That'll do. Oh no! Oh, bubbles, that sounds amazing. Okay, with some seafood, it's not my favorite thing. Why did I leave? This is entirely where I'm going. Eat at Red Lobster because you don't like seafood. I mean, they have a lot of not seafood at Red Lobster. Yeah. This is my first time in this game making cured fish. It is, Zach. But it's also Zach is here to support me hour. Sadly, there is no Veka 50 hug yet. I mean, that seems like a thing that would happen, Josh. Luca's art is very good. You should be excited. And let's use these to fill up on water short term. And then it's time to head back to the Grand Reef. If anyone is wondering, yes, I seem much braver than I really am. That's the... Oh! Now I can see where the Neptune is. That's camera 5 and 6. So out near the mountains, near the bulb zone, I also put down a scanning room there. Did I just go in the longest possible circle? I did. Because I forgot that those are in fact the cameras I'm looking for. Also, I discovered that you can just right-click to turn on your lights, and it's very exciting. But yeah, Luca's art is very good. Also, if you're looking for a different art style, Red Mage's art is very good. Both good artists in this good art community. Yes, yes, Stitch. I'm very glad to have moved those back to tier 1. You know what, Stitch? You'd be surprised how much the thought of orbs with ditto faces excites me. You know, even though I've played this game quite a bit at this point, even though I'm feeling fairly confident, I make dumb mistakes. Like forgetting to grab those two power cells and ending up 2 power cells down. Fortunately, I have fully charged ones, but I'm a dingus sometimes. There was, Yui. That, I believe, was just kelp. There is a lot of kelp hanging around. And, yeah, it looks scary as fuck. Yeah, it's just kelp. There you go. I've learned that most of the path between where I am and the Grand Reef is pretty safe. But yeah, especially with the lights off, it's just a black thing wiggling in front of your craft. Now there's 2 ridgebacks. I don't love this. Oh, one of them's a baby and one of them really isn't. So I'm gonna skirt around them a little. And also, the game is sometimes absurdly dark. Like, this feels darker than it has any reason to be. But I will say, the more I play the game, the more I like it. It's far from perfect, but everything it does, I feel it does better than anything else I've seen. I just don't always like the things it does, because the things it does scare me. You know what, Yui? That's probably smart. I probably should have done that and found someone else to watch it. But it was October a month ago, and I decided to play it, and then it kept going, and I decided, fuck it, I'm gonna beat this game and not leave it to Spooky Month. God, Yui. We need to play Subnautica, not Subnautica, fuck, Phasmo again. Because you are fucking hilarious in that game, and you single-handedly make it not scary. Okay. Now we're gonna go quiet. I need to go forward a little bit still, but not too much. I'm going slow because there is a ghost leviathan around here. You know what? You don't come across as spooked, Yui. When you're just yelling at the ghosts to tell us what their farts smell like. It breaks the tension magnificently. Ooh. We seeing some Grand Reef. Off stream, I almost got eaten by the... Oops! Hi, buddy. Off stream, I almost got eaten by the ghost leviathan. He decided to take offense to my existence. Whoops. It's a good idea to turn off your engine when you're out here, because honestly, these guys... If the Cyclops is just there with no engine, they basically act like it's not a thing. So they don't bother you too much. Anyway, so I made a few changes over here. I thought I saw something weird. I did not. It's fine. Yeah. So I added another biomatter reactor, just so that I can basically use the scanner room and also the and also the water filtration at the same time, because being able to use both is very useful. Marble melons are great because they give you... they give you both food and water. In fact, a lot of water. So they're a great way when you're here to just fill up on that. Fuck, I forget where everything is now. Do you need fuel? You need a little bit of fuel. I don't know what it is, Stitch, but I'm glad, I think. You need... Yeah, you're completely out of fuel. That's fine. So I'm just gonna grab some of these to fill up here. Oh no, Stitch has cast a curse upon me. This is not good eats. By the way, the arrangement of this base is not ideal. However, the way the building works in this game means that I could never quite get things the way I wanted, so it just has to be imperfect, and there's nothing I can do about that. Have I become a frictionless sphere? Have my dreams finally come true?
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Not there. I actually wanted to drop off a couple of things. Basically anything I won't need while I'm down below. And I think that includes... I think I mined some copper. And by some, I mean a shit ton of. Because copper's important, yo. Become his orb. Okay, that's looking okay. Plenty of food, plenty of water, plenty of health stuff. Gotta get the Cyclops into a better spot to drop off the...
Engine powering.
the prawn suit. We kind of have become the definition of Subnautica at this point. Correct, Yui. It kind of bothers me because this is not the kind of game I expect to be even vaguely competent at. And yet here I am being vaguely competent. God, I wish I had like rear view mirrors. I think that'll do. Engine off.
Engine powering down.
Wow, Yui. When you speak, I normally expect to at least understand the words you're saying. Like, I know maybe that's a lot to expect, but... No you, Yui. Also, where did that come from? That's incredibly sweet. Yeah, I've got a base. Oh, Yui. Now I need to see you play this game, just for the excitement of building your first base. Yui is most thoroughly not from England. Yui is many things, all of them good. English, I don't believe, is one of them. Although it does raise the question of why on earth he is referring to conkers. Anyway, time to attempt to find the deep again. And again, I'm using my camera just as guidance. Wait, Yui, are you from England? Have I been wrong all this time, assuming you're American? Am I just wrong about everything now? Or is Yui referring to some other stupid thing I said? What about Conquer the Squirrel? Conkers is an English game. You can't blame me for thinking when you say conquer, you're talking about conkers. Is this the Deeply Deeps? This looks vaguely like where I found it. Yep. Freaky brine pools again. Hey Yui, how do you feel about freaky brine pools? Oh! Oh, Yui. No, of course you can't play this game without freaking out. But the thing is, you're meant to freak out. Excuse me, sir. What? Why are you... I feel like you're a... Is this why my ship keeps going slowly higher? I noticed that my ship kept, like, rising, and I couldn't do anything to stop it. Is it because I've got floater barnacles? That's kind of hilarious. Damn it! That's what I wanted not to happen. I learned it from you, Stitch. Excuse me! No! Okay. This is ridiculous. There we go. Be free, my children. Okay, let's get some oxygen, just in case. I mean, Yui, you're implying that it can't be both. I mean, we're about to deal with warpers and crab squids, which is gonna make me take back any good thing I might ever want to say about this game. But, you know, still. There's camera 2. And just immediately down into the deeply depths. Isn't this fun, Yui? Yeah, you better run, fucker. You know, Yui, I'm not sure if you were here last Wednesday, but if you have a fear of the ocean, you're about to see some unpleasant things. And I know you do have a fear of the ocean, so I don't know why I said if. So, firstly, you may have caught a glimpse there of a crab squid. That's a warper. They're like mantis squid things, and they're the worst. Ugh. And now I'm getting, like, stuck in weird spots. Nope. Ah! And they can...
Emergency power only. Oxygen production.
They can switch off your prawn suit, which is the worst. But you can fight back like this. Which is imperfect, but does the job to some extent. Why am I just stuck? Did it fucking... Okay, my prawn suit is... I think I'm, like, glitched into a wall here. Nope, I could just about get out. But it's fine. Because... Oh god, did I... Whoops! Tee-hee! I pressed the wrong button. I wanted to bring up my inventory. I didn't bring the orange tablet that I meant to bring. But I can bring that another time. So there are all these brine pools. But then you get to a whole fucking river under the sea. Which, when I first saw it, gave me a bit of a freak out. Largely because I misjudged the depth of that. I thought that that was much deeper than it is. When I first saw it. And this has made me reconsider brine pools and brine lakes in general. Which I had always assumed were, like, underwater. And I don't think they are. I think they're mostly like this. If I'm wrong, nobody tell me. Anyway, so there is one crab squid down here. Oh, titanium? I don't really need titanium, but good to know that there are... Oh, this is horrible. But, unlike last time I played, it didn't take me 2 hours to get here. Fucking nickel! Oh! Also, I just got a radio message for some reason. I'll check that out when I get back to her.
This biome contains unusually high concentrations of organic and fossilized remains.
Yeah, when I get back to her radio, I'll check out my radio transmission. For now, I just want to get my nickel back. Anyway, nickel is important for several late game technologies. Oh, there's still more. I think I've got all the crystalline sulfur I need. There's another one! Oh, there's a fucking waterfall underwater. Oh. Don't get me wrong. This is beautiful. This is also terrifying. That's so big. That's so big. What what was that big that lived here? Part of what scares me is I'm worried about getting out. This is gold. I don't really need to drill for gold. I've got several safer places to do that. Cool, Cahill. One request. Could you never speak again? I know that may sound like a lot, but, you know, I think it's reasonable under the circumstances. Okay, you see, this is what fucking terrifies me. When the deep goes deeper. These are not nice sounds. I assume that's him. And I assume he wants my bod. Which, I mean, I don't blame him. That's a horrible sound. Okay, I will confess one thing, which is I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, I don't know what I'm looking for. I mean, I also get that that's the point. It's exploration. I found a new thing today. That was all I planned to do. Oh, you'll know when you see it. Cahill, that's a terrifying thing to say. That scares me because it implies the existence of an it. Which I'm not comfortable with. Sure, Cahill. I assume the funny thing is I did this completely backwards. So, I'll know the thing when I see it, but the thing is not the thing. Okay. So the thing is not the thing, but I'll know the thing when I see the thing. But the thing will guide me past the thing. Cool. I assume Big Skull Man was also one of the things that helps guide you to the thing. Okay. Something slightly weird to acknowledge is this scares me at this point much less than a lot of other things I've seen. It's creepy, but this feels like Half-Life. This feels much more alien than large parts of the rest of the game, which feel very normal, if deep ocean-y. Like, normal's the wrong word, but they feel very much just like a thing that could happen on Earth. This doesn't to me. Oh. I think maybe I found it, Cahill. Is it more aliens? This isn't it? Okay. Because when you said you'll know it when you see it, this feels like an it. Good God, this is cool. Holy shit!
This alien structure appears to have collapsed to the sea floor.
It's interesting that they say collapsed, implying this is not where it was meant to be. Oh, this is not the thing. This is just another thing to explore. Let's drink some water. I'm just gonna at least take a look inside there. Like, you don't come across giant abandoned alien facility in Subnautica and not explore giant abandoned alien facility. Oh, you're new. I don't like you. What I'd like to do is grapple.
In an alien broadcast, linguistic analysis reads, "Caution, hazardous materials and life forms contained within."
Oh. That's not ideal. One thing I'm quickly gonna do is... not power cell. I'm gonna take off the drill arm.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Just so that I can grab shit. Like that. Keep getting stuck on shit.
Interior walls in this section are substantially reinforced, indicating the designers
Oh.
are seeking either to keep something out or contain it within. Whatever their intention, it clearly failed.
All bad. All bad. All bad. Okay, it's time to swim, I think. Rib cage. Oh. Oh, that's just fantastic. I really hope there's a tablet down here because I didn't bring any tablets. What is? What is? Oh.
Integrating new PDA data.
Oh, you're quite large.
Residual biological evidence suggests indigenous life forms were brought to this location and subjected to intensive study.
Chat, I'm not the biggest fan of what's happening here. Self-warping quarantine enforcer unit. Okay, so the warpers are not natural. They were made by these fuckers. Which makes a lot more sense.
Data pertaining to the bacterium is being downloaded. Caution. Detecting atypical fluctuations in blood plasma proteins. A self-scan is strongly advised.
Oh, good.
Self-scan complete. Bacterial infection has spread to the skin and pulmonary system. Medical report recorded to databank. It is imperative you find a way to neutralize the infection.
Oh, good! That's very good. Of all the things that could be good, that's the goodest. Okay, let's drill arm again. Okay. The thing is, as big as skeletal remains were, they don't really count, because... this is frustrating. I'm gonna have to come back down here. Okay, Cahill, am I heading in the right direction, by the way? Fucking... No, you're not supposed to save, scum. Fuck that. Because my only option at that point is essentially to build another prawn suit. Which I'm just not doing. Hey! Cahill, how exactly would I get the... how exactly would I get the Cyclops down there? Cahill, I couldn't even get it to the entrance. It's fine.
All primary systems online.
It's fine. I'm just gonna be pissed, but I'll also take some... If I can fucking find them. I'll also take some of those tablets. There we go. There's an orange tablet. I know that's important for one of the things. Do I have any purple tablets? I have a purple tablet. Ooh. I hope everybody sees why I hate so strongly the Warpers. Because everything was going fine. Until a Warper decided that it didn't want me to have a good time. Yeah, Cahill, the issue is I can't even get my Cyclops down here. Never mind further down. I know that there are other entrances to the Lost River, but given the skills I've displayed, I don't feel like that's likely to happen either. Hello? The game's a teeny bit buggy when it comes to the prawn suit getting stuck in terrain. But it's fine. I'll just do it again. All jokes aside, it is really fine. It cost me, like, less than 20 minutes. It's frustrating, but I can live with it. Stitch, did you hurt yourself again? Because if you did, I'm gonna be sad. You see, Stitch, to me, those sound like just different words for the same thing. Now, I admit I am not fit and strong like you, but I still want you to be careful. Let's get our nickel again.
Terrain scans indicate this biome contains unusually high concentrations of organic and fossilized remains.
Man, I should exercise ever. I don't even remember what you need nickel for. Only that it's important. I mean, Stitch, that would probably work. I mean, I think I'm making better time. Why? Why is there just a hole? That's objectively terrifying, right? Just a pitfall? Enjoy your food, Lurk, Shadow Mage. I can't remember if I went up to get to stuff. It may have been down then up, or up then down. We'll find out. It appears to have been down first. I can accept this. I don't like you, sir. Oh, and by the sounds of it, the feeling is mutual. So that's good. Yeah, Yui, that'll happen. And not occasionally either. Like, I feel like you've made the right decision to just watch someone else be piss scared of it. Because at least for me, being piss scared is the primary experience. Thank you for copying those, Stitch. It makes me very happy. By the way, Cahill. Like, do I need to explore that ship? Like, that seemed like important plot shit. Okay, should I? Is that the right path? Okay.
This alien structure appears to have collapsed.
Was that a warper fighting another dude?
Detecting an alien broadcast. Linguistic analysis reads, caution, hazardous materials and life forms contained within.
You know what? Contained is accurate, because everything I'm seeing is past tense. Nothing lives here.
Interior walls in this section are substantially reinforced, indicating the designers were seeking either to keep something out or contain it within. Whatever their intention, it clearly failed.
Okay, this I didn't get before.
Integrating new PDA data.
Specimen research data. Let's take a look at that quickly. Catalog of information on the organisms previously contained. Small herbivore gamma, not really concerned about that. The common peeper, shows no immunity to infection, death commonly occurs within 4 days. Leviathan embryos. Adult specimen too large to study in containment, egg specimens acquired from nesting site. That was probably a bad idea. Embryos show no sign of immunity. Death commonly occurs within 3 weeks. Small sample of eggs has been retained for continued high-priority research on Leviathan hatching mechanisms. Large carnivore theta. Off-site lab established to study remains. Shows some potential for immunity to infection, but physical remains so far proved insufficient for full reconstruction. God, how big must it have been? And unidentified Leviathan. This Leviathan species has been assigned designator Sea Emperor. Bone samples from Emperor specimens indicate some potential for Kara immunity. Well, we've got a name. Single specimen captured for study at purpose-built containment facility, constructed in volcanic region at depth 1.4 kilometers. I can't even go that deep. While it is unlikely that the Emperor specimen is still contained within the facility described, it may be possible to acquire further data there on the aliens' attempts to develop a vaccine. Cool. That kind of wasn't worth it. This time I'm not going to scan all the shit, I'm just going to grab the necessary downloads.
Integrating new PDA data.
Which was over this way.
Residual biological evidence suggests indigenous life forms were brought to this location and subjected to intensive study. Data pertaining to the bacterium is being downloaded. Caution. Detecting atypical fluctuations in blood plasma proteins. A self-scan is strongly advised. Self-scan complete. Bacterial infection has spread to the skin and pulmonary system. Medical report recorded to databank. It is imperative you find a way to neutralize the infection.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay. So my hands are spooky, scary, infected. This is bad news for anybody I was planning to hug. Kara contagion profile. First encounter during routine network expansion on Outer Worlds. Pandemic development. Network error resulted in routine quarantine procedure failure. Oh no. Contagion was uploaded to and spread quickly through the core worlds. Confirmed deaths, 143 billion individuals. Attaches to healthy living cells and mutates the basic genetic structure. Stage 1 symptoms, gradual immune system failure. Stage 2, green skin lesions and flu-like symptoms. Stage 3, unpredictable alterations to biological structure. Stage 4, complete shutdown of executive function. Emergency steps taken, core worlds quarantined, bacterial samples distributed to isolated disease research facilities for vaccine development. Treatment procedure? Unknown. And what's the damage report? Leviathan detected at facility perimeter, closing at high speed. Exterior anchor cable impacted with massive force. Exterior anchor system buckling. Facility sinking. Collision with seafloor. Breaches detected in Containment Unit 7, Leviathan eggs. Immediate specimen destruction protocol initiated. 314 specimens destroyed. 1 specimen unaccounted for. That's fantastic. Evacuating staff to off-site sanctuaries. Planetary quarantine protocol initiated. This is just all manner of terrible. You know what, Cahill? I think I've seen enough that, yes, it would be... I wouldn't consider it spoiling now. Let me just put my drill back on. I have a feeling I'm going to want that. Okay. And now for the hopefully less frustrating moment of trying to get out of here. I admit to being now a little bit confused about where to go. Yeah. That's what I figured, Cahill. I confess to confus. So, basically, don't look to Leviathans for a cure. Excuse me, sir. And I discovered by reading logs that the Aurora was sent here, at least partly, to try to recover people from the Degassi. Well, person. You see, I'm worried I can't go that much deeper without destroying my prawn suit. But it seems like I'm going to have to go at least a little bit deeper. Is deeper correct for now, Cahill? Well, beyond 900 meters, the answer's definitely no. Cahill, you told me I'd know it when I saw it, and then when I saw it, you told me that that wasn't it. So I'm very confused. Oh, also, Cahill, you said I could bring the... I could bring the Cyclops here. I can't at the moment. Cyclops can only go to 500 meters. See, this is about as deep as I can get. A massive natural landmark. Well, this is starting to feel like... I'm not going to say a massive natural landmark, but something different. Well, I can't go down there, but I think I found the lava zone. No! Fuck off! I ain't bothering you. Okay, but I can't go down there. Not yet, anyway. So, I need to figure out how to make... God, those screams. I need to check out my blueprints. I need to see how to make a depth upgrade. That's... Prawn module depth upgrade. Okay, that's why I needed nickel. Hey! That's why I needed nickel. I knew I needed it for something. And that was apparently the something. Cool. Also, hi, Chris. I'm in hell. That's perfectly fine. Also, Yui, I love you. I kind of hope you're not here, because I don't think this would be good for your health. I also feel like when I next come down here, I'm probably going to want a few more... I'm going to want some power cells, just in case. Let me grab this. Always need ruby. As Cahill will confirm. Cahill, will you confirm that ruby is the most important thing in life? Thank you. I accept that as confirmation. God, this place can be difficult to navigate when it wants to. Yeah, I'm definitely going to want more power cells because I've used less than, but roughly half of my power getting here. Well, okay, I've used about a third. But that will make any longer exploration difficult. No, fuck you. What's funny is that fuck you seems to be the opinion of those other dudes to the Warpers as well. The Warpers seem to not like them, and given that I know the Warpers are basically quarantine enforcement, makes me wonder some things. Hello? Thank you. I will say, Cahill, you're not wrong. It's pretty easy to navigate down here. There's only one real path. And you just kind of follow that. I mean, I'm sure if you wanted to explore, there are 1,000 paths, but you know what I mean. Landmarks are fun, and good game design takes advantage of that. Sir, please don't fuck with me, or I will be forced to fuck with you. And trust me, neither of us wants that. And I'm just slowly making my way back out. You know, given the volcanic vents, it almost feels like the game wants you to make another base down here. Which would certainly be an experience. Yeah, providing options is definitely the better way of saying it. God damn it, Shadow Mage. No panic attacks, but, you know, good job on trying to trigger one there. I did find where I have to go. I also found that I can't go there yet. Also, for those people who tried to trigger it last time, I have fixed the new sound command. Well, boy howdy.
Pig! So cute.
There we go. Thank you, Cahill. It took me so long to find that clip. And it seemed appropriate. It's what everybody seems to think. I actually want to go back to... There was a... Ooh! Haha! Graphics. What even are they? There was another precursor lab. They do, and also Entraptor be cute. So, you know. There's literally no downside. I just figure I'm already down here. Although, let's eat some food. Now, I know there's at least one crab squid around here.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Those are large bones. Wait, is there nothing here except some scannables? Well, heck that. And some ion cubes, I guess. And a creature egg. Oh! Oh, okay. I take it all back. I take it all back. That one is clearly a friend. It was worth using my single orange tablet because that one is such a friend. Is that the cuttlefish? I got a whole piece of lore saying if you find the cuttlefish, protect it. And I'm like, sir, you do not need to give me advice. If I find something called a cuttlefish, I am going to protect it until my dying breath. Okay, we're almost home free. Well, you know, I think I'm doing well enough that I don't need to do this. But if I wanted to choose a... What? Cahill, are you saying I'm not going to live long? Is that a threat? Cahill, are you going to murder me? But no, what I was going to say is... God damn, that's a lot of warpers. You know what? I don't normally do this. Oh, sorry. You're both blue and my brain hates me. So Shadow Mage, are you going to murder me? I normally like to save in safe places. But there are enough of those fuckers that I don't want to fuck around with them. Even though they're currently attempting, I can hear, to fuck around with me. Chester, hello! I love you. Cahill, why are you purple? It's on me to figure shit out. It's not on you to change yourself. So, Dad, you'll be very excited to know that we found a hole down to the center of the Earth. Fuck. Crab squids are not as bad as warpers. They're still pretty fucking bad. I don't know, Chester. I couldn't go to the center of the Earth. This is simply the way I will reach there. But I'm sure Brendan will be waiting for us. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with purple. I'm saying Cahill didn't have to change for my dingusness. Forgotten how hard it can be to get back up. Good lord. We go. Okay. We're making some upward progress. And some upward progress is, I think, better than none. In fact, yes! The Bloom Forest! We're home!
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Docked fucking perfectly. Anyway, radio message. How dare you say that? My mother was a saint. Sorry, that is a Futurama joke, and it is one of my favorites. Hello, Marip.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Shadow Mage, I can't believe you would say that. Actually, I can entirely. Excuse me. Excuse me, Marg. Huh? There we go. Okay, so now I wasn't planning to do it, but I guess I have no choice but to create an alien containment. Because you know, I'm not going to raise the cuttlefish. Also, let's bring my camera home. I mean, kind of a little bit, Chris. Actually, is this the one I'm looking for? Nope. There we go. God, can you imagine how terrifying underwater XCOM would be? I mean, not underwater XCOM can get pretty scary. Now that I'm saying it, I feel like that is a game, and I just don't quite remember what. It's going all right, Marip. We went to the entrance to hell. Now we're going to craft the accessory we need to go into hell. So, you know. Why am I bringing this back here? I'm just gonna need to send it back out in a minute. Chat, I'm not always smart. Did you know that? And by not always, I mean kind of mostly not smart. I should have just left that there. I really am. I wish I wasn't, Chester. I mean, I hate to say this because I know chat's going to disagree. I'm not a himbo because I unfortunately lack part of what defines a himbo. But I'll do. I'll do for now. Shadow Mage, can you drop that link in my wiki or just DM or whisper me? Because I can't check that out at the moment. Oh no, Shadow Mage. I am not strunk. what did I want? I wanted to make... So I need to make plasteel ingots and nickel. I've got the nickel ore, and I need rubies. So rubies are not much of a problem at the moment. I've got 1,000,000 nickel ore. The plasteel ingots are going to be a little bit of an issue. Because if I remember correctly, for that we need titanium ingots and lithium. And this is why I put a scanner room in my other place. Because I might need to go get some more titanium or lithium. Neither of which is super abundant around here. Anyway, I should save, because we had some hair-raising experiences, and I do not want to repeat them. There was actually somewhere else I wanted to check out, and I forgot to. Because, let me repeat, dingus. I don't even need the... I think I'm going to use camera 1, actually. I think it was over this way. I found this by scanning for data boxes. So, one thing that's a bit frustrating is even opened data boxes still count when you scan. So, you'll still see opened data boxes on your thing. But I did find one that I hadn't discovered before. Although it looks like I should have scanned, because I don't think I'm going in the right direction. Oh well. I mean, we can explore a bit. It's not going to hurt us. God, I feel the same way, Merip. It's weird. This week has been very short. Hi, buddy. Yeah, I should head back and scan for this. Because now it's going to be impossible to find. I didn't stream on Sunday, and I don't think I watched anything on Monday, Shadow Mage, so it would probably... God, I don't remember. I don't know things. I'm dumb, remember? Anyway. So it should... I think... What data box is that? That seems quite deep. Okay, so those two are the Degassi habitat. I don't know what that means, but you sound very excited, Stitch. I know there's another data box here. There it is. I went in exactly the wrong direction. The reason this data box seems interesting to me, and I don't know if there'll be anything useful out there. But it's not just a data box. It is, when we get to it, I don't remember it being this far. But it is an entire wreck that I missed. So, yeah, I'm quite excited for that. Now, we can stop scanning, because that eats through your power supply. Make sure these are all fully fueled. That's fine for now. Apparently fish make the best fuel. Oh, I know there are, Merrick. Haha. This one has no fuel. That's the least good amount of fuel. Stitch, that's entirely up to you. I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it. But it is your Stitch orb. Come. God, the bloom here is intense. That one's still got fuel, this one doesn't. For some reason, this one seems to use up its fuel much faster. But also, to genuinely answer your question, Stitch, I don't think you are mean. So, I don't think you would do it to be mean.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
You might do it for several other reasons. But not to be mean. Because I don't think that's your nature. I don't need the prawn suit at the moment.
Engine powering up.
Keep the engine on slow, just to be careful of the Ghost Leviathan who is around here. And yes, I realize I probably don't need the Cyclops, but there are warpers around here, and I be scared. I'm gonna stay at the same height, since I know that this is a good height for my base, and just end up pretty much directly above the wreck. And you know what? Fuck it. Some lights. That's not very helpful. I'm gonna save again. Because at this point, yes, I'm willing to save scum this game. That's fine, Stitch. Ooh!
New blueprint acquired.
Cyclops thermal reactor is very nice. Wow! Scanner room fragment. I already got the scanner room, buddy. That is, in fact, how I found you. But thanks, I guess? Wait, is there nothing in this wreck? I mean, I say that. I got the thermal reactor thing. Frequently me, Stitch. Juice returns. The prophecy was true. Stitch, why are you green? I'm confused. XCOM Terror from the Deep. is a 71 meg game. I'm almost certainly not going to play that, on account of how it's called XCOM Terror from the Deep. Camera 2 is the one I'm looking for. I mean, I guess so. I don't mind chaos in chat, as long as everyone else is on board with it. And yes, Cahill, feel free to make your Jevil reference. Okay. So.
Engine powering down.
How am I being a dick about it? I appreciated a good Jevil reference. That was a good Jevil reference. 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. That'll get me 1 titanium ingot. These colors are so weird. It's breaking my brain. That needs 2 lithium. Let's see if I've got 2 lithium. You know, I'm definitely going to need to get more titanium before long. I didn't think it was possible, but it is. Oh, and I've got just enough lithium on board to do what I need at the moment. I can't believe Stitch would do that. Although it's Cahill's fault for making Stitch lose the game of life. And let's make some plasteel. Oh! Oh, good lord, Chris. And now... Wait. Oh, okay. I have to go back to my main base anyway to make this upgrade. I don't know, Juice. It's really confusing to me. It started when I thought Cahill was... When I misread one of Shadow Mage's messages as being from Cahill, and then it's just gone crazy. That was a very unpleasant laugh. Say something different. I guess that'll do. Wait. I need shit from here as well. Oh. Shadow Mage, I mean, you're probably right, but I hate it. Okay. Let's head back.
Engine powering up.
No, Cahill, the default changes every stream, but it doesn't change between messages. I mean, yeah. Chester's basically got to the nub of it there. It started reasonable, then became a joke, and then became chaos, as usual. That's not your color, Shadow Mage! No, Cahill, you were. Like I said, it started as something helpful. No, Shadow Mage, you were like, you were a lighter blue than that. But also darker than Merip. God, my chat is chaotic sometimes, and I love it. Also, I've been away from streaming for almost a week, and it makes me realize how long 3 hours is. Like, not in the sense that it's not fun to hang with y'all, it is. Let's see if this fucker will respond. No, I was told they would respond if I honked my horn. It was all a lie. I mean, in chat's defense, Merip, I'm barely paying attention to the game. Oh no, Chester, I'm not complaining. I'm still enjoying it. But I realized that 3 hours is... 3 hours is a long time to sit and play a game and be performing. Thank you, Chester. It's very helpful and much appreciated. Also, Chris, who responded via email? And I will take that hydrate in just a moment. I just want to get to a place where I'm not navigating rocks. Oh, okay. You know what? That makes as much sense as anything else. I honk at them, they respond by email. When you live in the sea, probably not so much. When you crash landed in the sea and you're a human trying to survive, definitely. Oh, you see, Chester, when you said rocks, and I don't know what that means, I assumed it was a reference to Rockhawk. The best named character in anything. How would you even do that, Chris? I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying I'm genuinely curious. Is it the video I posted in Cahill's server earlier? Because that video never leaves my brain.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Roxanne by the police, but it's only rocks. That's certainly something. How did I only pick up 2 nickel ore? I meant to pick up 3. Oh well.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Okay, Seamoth, you just hang out here. And the prawn suit is gonna come on by. And gonna get upgraded. Isn't that exciting?
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Yeah, I guess, Chris. I think my idea was more, it seems like a lot of work for not a lot of gain. Oh yeah, I needed one more nickel ore. Which, for some reason, I forgot to take out. No, I want it... There, storage. Okay, that actually sounds kind of funny, Chris. Okay, let's find out what the new depth is. I have to say, the actual, like, survival elements, Chester, the building a base, finding a food source, finding a consistent water source, power supply, I really enjoyed those aspects. The exploration is objectively good, but I'm still scared of it. 1,300 meters. Thank you, Chester. I am trying very hard. That doesn't mean I'm not scared. That just means I'm trying. I should probably eat something. Oh wait, I can take my prawn suit to do exactly that. Oh! Skimmity Bop, which, frankly, fantastic name. I do have a filtration machine and an indoor grow bed, but it took me a long while to get them. And yeah, it's a very exciting moment when you get that. You know what, Merrick? That is a very good description for where I am at the moment. Scared, but not currently pissing myself. Let's move all of our nickel ore to some locker somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, we'll just spread it out terribly among the various lockers. Also, I only needed one plasteel ingot, and I thought I needed two. What am I bad at? The answer is apparently everything. What I do want to check out... You know what, Chester? Yes, accurate. Where's my thing? There's my thing. I think I actually have everything I need for the next phase of the Neptune. Oh! The thing is, like, I've reached... This game is stunning. This is one of my favorite games of all time. I just happen to have a phobia of the ocean. And especially the deep ocean, and especially brine pools. So, you know, let's just say it's a bad time for me. But it's a stunning bad time. And yes, Neptune building is the current order of the day. I do. I have thalassophobia. I also, just for kicks, have a fear of whales and things like whales. So, even though they're non-dangerous, for most of the game, I have found myself unable to approach reefbacks. When I see them, they're scarier to me than several of the leviathans. You may ask yourself, why is someone with thalassophobia playing Subnautica? And the answer is, I started it in October, but I'm very slow at it. So I just decided to keep going, and for some reason I promised chat that I would finish. What did I want to do? I'm pretty sure there was something I wanted to do. Right. Oh ho ho! Even in the safe spot, I do not like it at night. Yeah, it's not the tiger plants that scare me. This is something that has consistently confused several people in chat. I'm not scared of reefbacks, or, in the real world, whales, because they're dangerous. They scare me by their very nature. Their existence proves to me that the world is horror. Look, Shadow Mage, just because you're right doesn't mean you need to say it. God, don't call me out like this. And yes, I know there are several times where I've been on the cusp of incredible progress and turned around because I was scared. I recognize that. I ain't gonna apologize. You're the ones who decided to come on this journey with me. This is your mistake as much as mine. That's also valid. Oh yes, I also have submechanophobia. Although it's weird, to some extent I can only have one fear active at a time, and so sometimes I'm just not scared of something I would normally be scared of because my fear circuits are overwhelmed. That's perfectly valid. Ooh! Ooh, we got that music. Yeah, the more brain cells you lose, the more you'll fit in here. We are a no thoughts, head empty kind of chat. Look at that progress. Neptune boosters. Plasteel ingot, nickel ore, and wiring kit. And aerogel. I can make all of those things. Do I dare?
They call me
Yo!
Mr. Pig.
Nikki, hello! Thank you for the raid. Yo, you playing Shantae? How are you enjoying it? Would the whale skeleton in the Natural History Museum inspire the same fear? Having been to a natural history museum that had a whale skeleton hanging from the ceiling, a little bit. And Shadan, welcome as well. That's so rad. Thank you so much for the raid. Yeah, how are you enjoying Shantae? I never played Half Genie Hero. I played... I can't remember what the one on the 3DS was called. It was kind of more Metroidvania-y, but it was very good. Yeah, Merib, I used to have the same phobia of calling people. And much like you, like, once the call actually happened, I was fine. But the actual starting the call was always very difficult. And then I exposure therapied myself, unintentionally. Basically, I had to... That's lead, not lithium. I had to call my bank about a transaction that was basically taking much longer than it should have. It should have taken, I think, 3 days, and it ended up taking 2 months. So, you know, not ideal. And I had to call them so many times that I just exposure therapied myself better. Risky's Revenge. No, yeah, Pirate's Curse, I think, was the one. Well, I'm so glad you enjoyed yourself. Yeah, I can... The thing is, I can believe almost any kind of phobia, because phobias be weird. Also fair. Just because someone's seen you naked doesn't mean you need to expose yourself. Yeah, Chris, have those. Everybody make sure you've had your meds. I entirely forgot what I'm doing. I'm looking for lithium. And this is why I built a scanning room. Yeah, no need to justify it, Nikki. I know that streaming can be tiring. You need a rest.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
We've got copper ore. We've got limestone chunks. There's no explicit lithium ore in here, which is less than ideal. Okay, I'm gonna need to get a bunch of lithium. Just trying to think of the best place to get it. What did I say? Oh, God. Okay, my favorite thing about streamer brain is that I don't remember the dumb things I say. I also don't remember the funny things I say. I'm glad, Shadow Mage. Oh, yeah. Chris, don't take those at night. Okay. I really need lithium. Is it worth heading out to the other scary place to see if they have lithium there? Of course it is. But I'm gonna be scared. I just want to warn everybody. Whoops.
Engine powering up.
I'm really glad you enjoyed it, Shadow Mage. This is also a good place to get magnetite if you need it. You know, I'm speaking like an expert in this game. I am nothing of the sort. But if I remember correctly, there were also lithium deposits out here. If not, I may just tab over to the wiki to figure out the best places to get lithium. I don't need to do Neptune stuff now, but when I've got all but one of the components, I want to at least try. Merip, I think I'm at about 30-ish hours. Given that I initially heard that this game was 15 to 20 hours, I'm going very slowly. I recognize that. This game does something that I dislike very strongly, which is it doesn't just tell you hours. It gives you days, hours, and minutes. Well, that makes me feel better. The fact that it gives you your time in days is so disheartening.
They call me
What?
Mr.
What is happening?
Pig.
Crow, thank you so much for the raid. There's lithium in the jelly shroom caves. Oh, that's good to know. I'll check them out next. Oh, Crow. Crow, has Samus made you itch? You've got an itch and only Dragon's Dogma can scratch it. Main story for Subnautica is on average 29 hours. Okay, so given my thalassophobia, I'm not doing too badly. You gave him the itch? Oh my. There's probably a cream for that. I always make that joke, and I'm not going to stop.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Hey! Let's get some heckin' lithium. That's titanium. I'm gonna need a ton of titanium as well, so I might as well. Yeah, Charlie, of course. Thank you for swinging by. It's much appreciated. Let me just go a little lower.
Powering up. Ahead slow.
Probably Chester or any of the mods. Could I get a shout out for Charlie B art as well?
Engine powering down.
Oh, and thank you very much for the follow. It is thoroughly appreciated. Okay, there's plenty of lithium. I think we'll do fine. You gotta love a good derpy shark. Oh, I wish Niv were here. Niv loves a good derpy shark. No need to apologize ever, Skim. Raids are appreciated, but not at all required. The fact that you're here, the fact that you followed, that is Frankly, more than I could ask for. And Cow is here as well? How very exciting. Yeah, I've never seen the IKEA shark, but I know that it's kind of famous. I just wanted to switch off the scan because I don't currently need it, and this place is purely solar powered, so I don't want to waste energy. I saw you. I saw that there was titanium around here. Are you titanium? You are. Chris, have you seen the film A Shark's Tale? And if so, are you willing to reconsider your stated statement? Oh, don't. Chris, it's real bad. Bye, Charlie. Have a good sleep. Okay. I missed one piece of titanium. I think I can probably live. You can't tell me that something is called Blahaj and expect me not to love it 150% more. You know, aligning yourself for this dock can be very fiddly.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
I've never even heard of Ghost Shark. Why would you do this to yourself? Do I do. Let's make some plasteel, because I'll need that. I have to say, I'm very excited about the whole Neptune aspect. Hi, now! You love bad movies and like sharks. You know what, I've got to say, I at least can't question your logic. And thank you for the follow, Cal. It is much appreciated. By the way, we're now only 18 follows away from me having to do... Why did I go downstairs? A Zelda CDI stream.
Engine powering up. Ahead standard.
Yeah. There are things here that are supposed to hurt you, but the Ampiels don't actually deal damage, or at least not significant damage to the Cyclops, so I don't bother with them. The I in CDI? Or am I missing something? Sorry, Cal, I got a little bit confused. I believe it was short for interactive? No? No, Shadon, you have to understand. I choose this. Half of my streams are just suffering for the sake of entertainment. I played Balan Wonderworld on purpose for 2 streams. I will say, just functionally, Balan Wonderworld is the worst game I've played. I'm sure there are other equally bad games or worse games. No need to apologize. Ever. I appreciate the fact that you're here. Also, good luck streaming. You know what, Stitch? One day I will replay Fable. For those wondering, when Stitch refers to Fable, it's not the Fable that you've probably heard of. You know, the one that's a good game. No, there is an old point-and-click adventure game called Fable. And it is truly awful. Ooh, Chester. That is a great idea, actually. Here's the thing. There's a particular co-op stream I've been wanting to do for a while. And it's not that I can't find anybody to stream it with me. I'm just not sure who the right person is. And that person may be Vegeta at the end of the day. There's no Prawn Suit Mark II yet. I'll probably need to figure that out somewhere along the way. What I wanted to check is for the... Is it further up? Wait! Prawn Suit Depth Module Mark II? I need Kyanite, which I've never even seen. Glacier Leviathan, thank you for the follow as well. Yeah, you know, Merip, it is being chilly, so I don't blame you. I think... Oh, and thank you for confirming that you're not a bot. And let me do those hydrates. While it is never required for anybody to confirm that they're not a bot, it does make me feel better always. And yes, let me unbanana my back. Yeah, I figured, because I haven't seen anything that uses Kyanite yet, so I figured it would be towards the end of the game. I can't make the aerogel now. I've got all the components, but it's at my other base. But let me quickly make the wiring kit, and I'll grab some nickel ore. God, I forget what goes into a wiring kit. I know it's copper ore. What, copper ore in a computer chip? Oh no, that's the advanced one. It's just 2 silver ore. Nice and easy. I'm sorry for hurting your brain. Bed, Wet, Behead. Fable, Balan Wonderworld, or CDI Zelda. I still have an unexplained childhood nostalgia for Fable that would make me marry it. It would be a terrible marriage, but I would marry that. I would bed Balan Wonderworld because it's an experience unlike any other, and I would kill CDI Zelda. It's fine on anything other than PC and mobile. It can be difficult to redeem channel points. The main reason I have it is some people don't want to talk in chat. And so I just added it as a quick and easy way for people to say, hey, I'm lurking, but I'm also not a bot. I've had a few bot follows before, so I just wanted to add it in there. Balan would be a chaotic, kinky, nonsensical, surrealist experience. Chester, that's very accurate. Yeah, I'm not going to play the one that's not fun, Chris. Yeah, it was from the days of the hate raids. I need one more silver ore from somewhere. Please tell me I've got silver ore. Please? Please, game? Don't do this to me. I've already got the aerogel. Oh, that's even better. I might already have what I need to make the Neptune boosters and get off this planet and infect the rest of the galaxy, because fuck them. No. Oh, I had one more silver. Oh, I'm cutting it close with some of my materials. Yeah, I'm lucky because I never got, like, a full hate raid. And it doesn't escape my notice that, you know, I'm a cis man, so I'm much less likely to be the target. But yeah, it can be frustrating. I'm very sorry that happened to Nikki. She definitely doesn't deserve that. Okay. I'm making remarkably good progress on this. Fuck, I forgot to bring my nickel ore. I've got it, I just didn't bring it. Chat, I'm the worst. Why does anybody watch me? I mean, Stitch, that would only be a spoiler is if somehow you managed to, like, get the plot right, and that seems unlikely, but it would be amazing.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Merip, yes, but it would be unlikely. I'll just go with that. Like, realistically, the bot would only need to copy that message. But nonetheless, I don't think anybody would. I mean, several people have written stories based on dreams. I tried once and then realized that the cool thing in that dream I had was literally inexpressible in any language. Ooh. Yes, Blelele is a BTTV emote. And it's one of my favorites. Okay, I know I shouldn't be surprised since this is like an at least extraplanetary craft. But that's big. Neptune fuel reserve. I need crystalline sulfur, plasteel ingot, kyanite, and ion power cells. 2 of those I can't even acquire yet, so that's where the Neptune stops for now. But that's fine. You know, I don't know what that is, Chris, but I've heard of it, and it sounds interesting. Yeah, I figured. Wow. Stitch, just because you're right doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay. Yeah, I used to keep a dream journal, and then apparently my brain does not like me keeping a dream journal. Because when I kept a dream journal, all of my dreams became nonsensical and I couldn't express them in words. So my brain's opinion seems to have been, no, dreams are for dream time. Let me actually... No, I don't need to worry about food or water now, because I've got my marble melons. God, Stitch. Time dilation can be so weird and frustrating, and I feel you on that. So it's interesting what you say, Chris, that you basically just close your eyes and then wake up hours later. So I don't have that at all. I have a very strong experience of time passing while I sleep, even when I don't have any explicit dreams. The worst part of that is I am the only person I know who experiences time passing while I'm under anesthetic. What is happening in my chat? How are you all fucking up my BTTV emotes so effectively? I also dream under anesthetic, which is kind of concerning because there is a thing that happens to some people. God, they're scary. Where under anesthetic, they're still conscious, and that can, like, they still experience pain. That's interesting, Chris. Do you have full-on aphantasia? Stitch may be rebellious, but damn it, if anybody's gonna kill them, it's them. That's really interesting, Chris. Because, yeah, I've got an incredibly vivid imagination, and it's easy for me to just see things in my head. Oh, I understand now, Merip. I understand. Nighttime is a good time to go to the deep.
Excellent.
I can imagine. I've got a lot of BTTV emotes. Ah. I really hate these things. I really hate these things. That's as far down as I'm gonna go for now. Whoops. Turn off the engine.
Powering down.
Just so that Ghost Cyclops doesn't know I exist. I should bring back that camera. Or at least place it in a more useful spot.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Ah, running a bit low on power there. Might want to get around to fixing that. God, the bloom. There's just so much bloom. That's actually a reasonable point. Because yeah, I have a lot of BTTV emotes, and I can see it being a problem, especially for people on mobile. Thank you, Stitch. I will certainly consider that. I've also got to figure out how to, well, where to build an alien containment for my cuttlefish. You know, I know creep vine clusters are not the most efficient fuel source, but they're so convenient because they're kind of an infinite source. And that's really what I need. Sure, Shadon. Have fun and good luck in chat. There we go. And just grab a couple more. Just want to turn you into seeds, that's all. Okay. Yeah, I've got enough food, I've got enough water. What I would like to do is find the entrance again. I've got about 25 minutes left in my normal stream, so we'll see how far I actually get. Hi, Chester. It really is, Merip. I tried to pick the ones in the middle instead, but I messed it up. Okay. So, let's try to find the brine pools again. I'm getting better at finding them. And at this point, I should just leave this camera down there permanently to mark the entrance. Yeah, something like that would be very smart, Stitch. That's what a smart streamer would do. Now let's figure out what I'm going to do. Whoops! Boy, I wish the terrain hadn't loaded in exactly as I was trying to go through that narrow space. Fun fact, Merip, me too. There we go. Brine pool acquired. That's it. You're always useful. Yeah, I bought the extended editions a while ago, and I watched Fellowship and Two Towers, and I haven't got around to watching Return yet. Because, and please don't crucify me, I love those movies. God, they're long. It just takes so long to watch that much.
Engine powering down.
Like, I love them. They're amazing. And if I could, I would watch them all the time. But I cannot. Lord of the Rings is very good, Stitch. I would recommend do not start with the extended editions. Yeah, the books can also get a little bit dense on one character. Well now, Stitch, that certainly is an idea. Oh yeah! Both the cinematic and extended editions are great. I just think for someone who isn't, like, super into it, expecting them to sit down for 4 hours is... I mean, expecting them to sit down for 3 hours is already asking a lot. God, it's so much easier going down than going up. Oh, I may have made a huge mistake. I don't think I cleared out my storage before I came down here. Which means if there's anything good down there that I need... I will not be able to get it. I can see that, Chester. I don't 100% agree. Nah, I slightly disagree when it comes to Star Wars. Star Wars is great, because there are only 4 Star Wars movies. Enjoy stream, Shadow Mage. Chester or Cahill, can we get a shout out for Shadow Mage? The 4 Star Wars movies are A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and Rogue One. Sir! Rogue One is, in my opinion, as all of these things are... No! The best Star Wars movie that is not in the original trilogy. Okay. So now what I want to do is... Unfortunately, I really should have cleared out my storage, but at least my backpack has space. And then get rid of the... Whoops, I need to put something back in here. So that I can unequip the drill arm, just temporarily. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the prequels, as evidenced. And honestly, which one is the first of the sequels? The Force Awakens is pretty good. I feel like the biggest problem with The Force Awakens is everything that came after it. Okay. One. I have particularly grown to dislike Rise of Skywalker, which I enjoyed a lot when I saw it in theater. I feel like what Last Jedi was doing was fine. I feel like what The Force Awakens was doing was fine. The problem was... you had two directors with two different ideas of what the movies were going to be. And there was no way for those two ideas to merge. It also has probably the most unforgivably bad line in the entire series. Which, you know, has become something of a meme now. Honestly, I saw a fan theory which I really, really liked. This was way back when. And I liked it just for being interesting and weird and different. And the theory was that that Rey was going to become a Sith. Because Rey came to her power through anger and fear. And what do we know about those within that world? Whoa! I'm sorry, what's the purple? I mean, not 100% inaccurate, Bubbles. Yeah. So I liked the theory that Rey was going to be the overall villain. Why is this extra scary now? Also, what are there trees? Oh, wait. I know something, which is that these are important. Because sometimes when you look at the wiki, you see about something called an undershroom, and you don't know what that is. Sorry, deep shroom. Until you end up down here, and you pick up a bunch of them. I really don't know Rian Johnson, but I will agree that overall, there's a lot I like in The Last Jedi. There's a lot I don't like. I think what The Last Jedi unfortunately has is a bit of an idiot plot. How many of these do I have now? There's no way to see without getting out. So it has a bit of an idiot plot. There's kind of no reason that the commander wouldn't trust basically anyone, which I really didn't like. Fuck, I forgot to re-equip my thingies. My drill, which I need for protection from things. Yep. I also didn't like how much of the movie was just a slow-ass, not even chase scene. God, what is this? This is real spooky. Why is it blue instead of green? It's an egg sack? It looks like an egg sack. Is this what gives birth to big-ass leviathans? And I need you to understand that when I say big ass, I mean big ass. I'm not getting out to scan it. Not while I'm all scared. Sir, that is not swimming. Oh. I'm already beyond 900 meters, I just realized. Oh, that's very far down. Don't like this. See, every time I see this, there's always a part of my brain that's wondering, how do I get back up? Oh. the music changed. And it went from spooky land to lava land real quick. Okay. I'm scared. By the way, at this temperature, is it safe to get out if I want to change my suit arm? At 50 degrees? Okay. You see, now it's going... Now it looks like it's going to go beyond the depth of my depth upgrade. What is making that noise? At least it's not, like, actively erupting. Stop tweeting at me! God! I don't quite... I know, the game's about exploring, but I don't quite know what to do. I'm not really finding any new resources. Oh, now it's 70 degrees. What the fuck is that sound? There doesn't even seem to be anything living around here. Merritt, I don't know what you're laughing at because I forget entirely what I said. I don't need more copper ore. I didn't come here for copper. I found a baby cuttlefish. Okay. That's looking like a new thing. Those are like fancy blue crystals. Oh, I know, Cahill, I know it's a new biome. But until a moment ago, there was nothing in this biome. But now, yes, kyanite. Sure, Cahill. I got one kyanite out of that whole thing. Okay, so it's not like the other girls. No, Cahill, I got that it was... that this was progress. I just didn't get why progress was not achieving anything. Now I see that it is. So it looks like kyanite deposits only give 1 or 2 crystals. Or 3. I do know that I need quite a bit of kyanite, so I'm going to take as much as I can. And then I'm going to head back up to the surface with as much as I've got, and that will be where I end stream. Well, if Brendan's waiting for us, he'll be here. Okay, I got kyanite, I got undershrooms. Those are like the things I came here for. I mean, that, and I was hoping for... I was hoping for an indication of how to get cured, but, you know... You know, buddy! If you're going to swim into me, you can't then... Okay.
They call me Mr. Pig!
Ow, 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 I pressed the wrong button.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
That was dumb. Hi, Devin Aubrey. Thank you so much for the raid. That is huge and much appreciated. What were you playing? You were... Okay, you just finished playing Subnautica. How are you enjoying it? Raiders are very cute. Bubbles, thank you for the doots. You're on your second playthrough. Okay, even better, because then there's nothing I can potentially spoil for you. This is my first playthrough. I've had this game for a long time. God, I love that sound clip. I've had this game for a long time. I didn't play it for a long time because I'm scared of the ocean. So I started playing it around Halloween, and then realized that, as scared as I am, I love this game. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say nightmares. I'll accept nightmare. Now I'm trying to get out of here. I still don't know what's making the tweeting noise. And it does creep me out. Is this even the right place to try to ascend? I mean, apparently not. Cahill, Last time I did that, I started immediately taking damage. So that seems like not the best idea. Cahill, you said I would take damage. Why do you want me to get out of my suit? I'm scared. You see, Cahill, you say that, but I'm scared. I'm scared to trust. I just want to ideally get... Whoops! Okay. I was making okay progress. Yeah, there's also a warper up there, which is always fun. What were you going to make me do, Cahill? Well, actually, that looks like it kind of leads out. And the fact that there was a warper and what looked like a different kind of ground... You want me to look at my suit? Oh god, is there something on my suit? Oh, there is! Okay, well I know what's making the tweeting. I will, Cahill, but they're not significantly damaging my suit. And at the moment, I just want to get out. They drain power. Okay. That's worth getting out for. Oh, good. Everything got ordered differently. Okay. So that's good to know. Okay. How do I get out of here? Yeah, I know I am. I brought some extra power cells. Chris, have you observed any of the last several minutes? Because up has been a theme. And yet so has roof. That looks more like a place I can get out. Or does it? Am I crazy? Here? Is this place a circle? I may never get out of here at this rate. Just because there's no way to navigate. And there's no indication of if any particular direction, like if any particular uppity part is a good uppity part. I know you're trying to be reassuring, Merrick, but not getting out is definitely not okay. See, I'd also assumed the existence of the warper was a good sign. Hi, Skim. I'm glad you're back. I'm still lost. Those two facts are unrelated. Merrick! The more I went, the more confused I was. The problem is I have to go up, but there's no indication of where to go up. And if this is just a big circle, then just keep going doesn't really get me anywhere. Boy, Chris, I wish that were true. It's not a circle, okay. It's weird because I don't feel like I went this far to get there, but I must have. Yeah, but I also had to fall down to get in here. And that's the part that's concerning me. Wait, are those roots? Okay, I take it back. There is an indication of what the way up is. I take it back. Like, the game straight up gives you a visual indicator of... Yeah, good job. Now, there's still more up. If... Wait, is this right? Is there another one? No, there isn't, but thanks for the warning, Bubbles.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I think there was just one nearby. Oh, God, and there's a warper. Yeah, I see the other side. It's just gonna be tough to cross. Easiest if I Spider-Man it. There we go. And we're at 25 degrees. So without dying, I can get out and replace my power cell. I don't know why that's only 60% power. Are there 2 power cells? There are. Now that's much nicer. Okay. So, as things stand, still a successful trip. Now that could turn around at any minute. Especially if warpers decide to become involved again. Fine, if I pass the tree again, I'll scan it. Is this just normal brine again? This isn't like 100 meters deep? Oh, it's quite deep. I don't like that. Yeah, but Cahill, I don't have the depth upgrade. Like, there's no way for me to bring the Cyclops this deep. So it doesn't really matter anyway. Okay, that's small tree. You wanted me to scan big tree, which presumably is going to give me terrifying lore. No, that's fair, Cahill. So, here's a question which I don't want chat to answer yet, because, I mean, I can figure it out. Can I scan the bottom of the tree, or do I need to go to the top? Let's find out. I'm gonna tell you, I don't want to have to go to the top. Because it's creepy. Giant cove tree. Where's my prawn suit? There it is. Of course, Cahill. Frankly, I'm gonna finish up soon, so... I mean, I appreciate you being here. Let's quickly read up on the giant cove tree. Not that one. Oh, it's just a tree. No! Okay, so the ghost leviathans lay their eggs in the cove tree. That's really cool. Would I want to do that, Chester? Would there be any advantage to that? Other than creepy? I don't seem to be able to reach the egg, Bubbles. Yeah. I can't scan the egg. Okay, now I'm slightly disoriented. But that appears to be up. Which is my preferred direction. Yeah! The egg has clearly been there for some time. Because, like, it's not a tiny egg. But who knows how big Ghost Leviathan eggs are. Bubbles, you might want to go get a colonoscopy if your shits are that big. Because that implies that something unwholesome is going on in your insides. Okay. No. Let me get back in. Leviathan skeleton remains. I'll check that out later. But it looks terrifyingly big. Doctors are mystified at the size of your shits? You must be very excited, Bubbles. Whoops. Boy, Sea Dragon Skeleton was not a sentence I needed to read. I mean, thank you. The worst thing is, that wasn't even the biggest fucker. Okay. I am slowly making vaguely acceptable progress surfaceward. Ah, come on. You know, this uses the Google captioning API, which is really good, like 70% of the time. But God, that 30% where it's bad is so funny. Also, the size of these bones scares me so much. The idea that anything was ever this big, frankly, even in a game, makes me uncomfortable. I unfortunately cannot fully remember which way out is. I'm looking for the waterfall. Honestly, that looks more outish. Yeah, that's pretty accurate, Skim. This isn't right. I'm supposed to be in the brine. I'm looking for the brine waterfall. Brine to fall? I mean, this is up. I just worry this is gonna bring me out to a weird spot. No, there it is. This feels different. I feel like I'm gonna come out in the wrong area. Oh no. Please don't make those noises at me. I have come a very long way and do not wish to be croaked at. Fuck you, sir. Okay, so I'm on a different side. That's less than ideal. I mean, I kind of felt like I was. This feels no, this is wrong. This is not ideal. This is not where I want to be lost. Where is my... Where... Okay. That's probably the direction I need to be going. Yeah, I did end up crossing the river, but... part of the reason for that is that I don't like to be in the brine. There we go. I remember seeing the head, and there's the fucker. This is closer to where I came in. I ended up at the tail end of that. I'm genuinely surprised the sea moth can ever get down here. Like, I know it's got depth upgrades, but I didn't know they got that deep. Okay. This is starting to look outy. So I know there are still warpers and crab squids up ahead. And they're frustrating. Would it have got me back to the Grand Reef though, Merip? That's the question. Because that's my concern. Also, at this point, being as scared as I am, I do prefer things that are, let's say, predictable. I like the path out to be the one I already know. Oh, Merip, you're just being a tease now. Anyway, I'm going to save because I feel reasonably confident, but I don't want a warper or a crab squid to fuck me up now. Which they will if they can. Stitch, you're incredibly cute. Stop lying to yourself. Because that's the real concern here. What makes me unhappy is the fact that you probably believe what you're saying. Hi, Red Mage. I'm very glad you're here. Well, things have been scary, but we made genuinely a shit ton of progress. So, C has treated me roughly, but that's the way I like it. Or something like that. Shit, I'll be back in a second. I need to get my beans. I forgot. I'll be away for like a minute. I do have to, Lizard. It's fine. Also, welcome. I'm glad you're here. The very last bean from this box. There will be more. Congratulations, Lizard. You treated me to smelly socks. Mmm. I'm so close. I'm so close. I have another box of those. But this was the last one from this box. No! I don't want to fall all the way. Ooh. A small hole. How very exciting to explore. God, navigating out of this part can be such a hassle. Exploring holes is exciting, but make sure you have the consent of the person whose hole you're exploring. In this case, crash landing on a planet is implicit consent.
intake recommended.
Well, you know what? I'll deal with that when I'm no longer in imminent danger. Which is to say, in merely a couple of moments. Whoops.
All systems online.
Okay. So I've got a shit ton of kyanite now. And a bunch of deep shrooms. I think I did okay.
Seek fluid intake.
I will. Just let me drop shit off. Okay, there's no space in that locker. All of my lockers are full! This is the worst timeline. There we go. Okay. Hi, Cam. You've arrived just as I'm about to finish. But I'm still glad you're here. How's your Taco Bell?
Welcome aboard, Captain.
No power is always good.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Heck yeah, they are. And then grab those melons. Munch those as well. And you know what? I'm safe. I'm back. I got kyanite. I got deep shrooms. I did shit. I think that is a pretty good place to end stream. Merip, I've got more important things to do with the shrooms. I've got lots of fuel for the reactor. Anyway. Bubbles. Who did you want me to raid? I think it was Ruin something? But I forget because I'm bad at everything. And hopefully Bubbles is still here. Oh, I'm sorry, Bubbles. You can't exactly blame me for that. But I am sorry I couldn't raid. That being said, though, who then should we raid? So, a couple of people are always good to raid. Barry's online. Pigs is online. Hoshi's online. Copper. Anita, Sar. Anybody else? Anybody you would like to see me raid? It's fine, Lizard. I appreciate you being here. Copper is doing... I don't want to raid anybody doing the new Pokemons, specifically because I don't want anybody to get spoiled. Shadow Mage is... You know what? I've never raided Shadow Mage, or if I have, not often enough. Let's raid Shadow Mage, and let's do something worse than Subnautica. Almost typed in entirely the wrong command. Shadow Mage was also here, and is a big supporter of streams. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. This was a wonderful stream for me. It's good to be back after a long break. We made some genuinely really, really good progress. I will be live again tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern Time playing more XCOM, where hopefully not everybody's going to get injured, which seems to be my standard. For the rest of my streams, you can check out the schedule channel in my Discord. Those of you who are not in the Discord, there's a link which you can grab. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening, or whatever time zone it is for you. I hope you keep well, stay cute, which is impossible for you not to do, and I will see you all around. Have a good one, everybody. Ciao.